Jurassic World Dominion had one job, but they blew it. This is the finale. This is the conclusion of the Jurassic Park franchise. It's not just any franchise. It's a franchise that has been built up for decades at this point. It's a franchise with a lot of history, with a lot of legacy. It's a franchise that literally the people who grew up watching those movies are all now fully grown adults. This is not just some your ordinary franchise. This is not just some random out of nowhere movie blockbuster. This is Jurassic Park. They had one job and they blew it. Now today I'll be reviewing Jurassic World Dominion. I just watched the movie right now. I just left the theater like an hour ago or so. This will be no spoilers, don't worry. But yeah, today we'll be reviewing Jurassic World Dominion, of course, starring Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, Sam Neill, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, seeing the return of the old cast teaming up with the new cast. And honestly, I'll tell you this right now. This is the most disappointed I've been this year. I'll say, let me get the good thing. Let's get to the good first, then I'll go to the bad, because I have a lot of things to say about the bad. Now, the good part is Sam Neill. I love them. I love seeing Sam Neill come back as Alan Grant. I'm a big fan of the Jurassic Park franchise, and so to see them all back it was kind of nice. And of course, the best character in this movie was Jeff Goldblum as Dr. Ian Malcolm. His natural charisma and his comedy from the first movie comes back in this movie. Other than that, I mean, there's this dino fight in Malta. There's this chase scene of Owen Grady, of course, played by Chris Pratt. He's being chased down by two velociraptors, or these mutated versions of velociraptors. I don't know. I do think that chase in Malta was actually pretty well done. It was pretty cool. Some of the shots are well done. Seeing the old cast back together was always a cheer. It kind of felt like when Toby and Andrew returned in Spider-Man No Way Home. There's a lot of callbacks in this movie. There's a lot of them, and I like a lot of those callbacks. A lot of the actors, none of the acting was bad. They all did what they were there to do. They put on a decent performance, and then they moved on. And I think this movie overall is still better than Fallen Kingdom. Or I would say it's in that level. So you guys know, I love that first original Jurassic Park. That is the gold standard. Jurassic Park The Lost World was pretty good to me. Jurassic Park 3, I still like Jurassic Park 3. Jurassic World, the first one, I freaking love that movie. And then Fallen Kingdom was, it's my least favorite of all of them. But it was still, I at least gave it a pass. Because that ending in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom left us to this level, extinction level story. And this movie could not do that. And the thing that pisses me off is because I've said this in the past of my thoughts on Fallen Kingdom. My biggest problem with Fallen Kingdom is that movie is so forgettable that the only thing you remember watching that movie is the ending of this extinction level storyline that we were promised. Jurassic, it's not Park anymore, it's Jurassic World. You promised this big story. It's not that. And I said this on my tweet for this movie. I said they only have one job. They have the one job. Make a good movie of an extinction level storyline in Jurassic Park. And you know what they did instead? They're like, all right, we have that one job, but we're going to add 3 more jobs to it. Make it 4 jobs. Let's just go all out. Let's just go random. We don't know how to do a movie with dinosaurs, so let's deal with freaking bugs. Let's deal with an epidemic. What? This is the Jurassic Park movie. And yet it felt like dinosaurs were only the second most important part of this movie. And while I'll admit the movie I found was pretty cool, the whole spy espionage, it didn't even feel like a Jurassic Park movie. It felt like a spy espionage movie. It felt like it wanted to be Mission Impossible, James Bond. It felt like it wanted to be that, but with dinosaurs. The movie had one job, and it just went, it was convoluted. It was messy. The character of Alan Grant, Ali Sattner, and Dr. Ian Malcolm, I love their introduction and the way they brought them in, but a lot of their plot and their story just felt forced. It just felt like they were like, oh, look, everyone loves nostalgia, so let's just bring them in and do, why even bring them in? Why? They don't even talk that much with the big, like the movie trailers make it seem like as the old cast and the new cast are going to make this big movie all together. But no, what it was Here's the old cast, here's the new cast, let's give them their stories, and then at the very end, finally, let's have them meet real quick and then forget about them. And I like their interactions, but that was basically it. That was all, the only thing they served to be there was just, look everyone, nostalgia. Our movie is so badly made, our script is so poorly done, the plot's horrible, but you know what, guys? You guys love the original movie, so let's bring them back. Let's bring them back. This is the worst Jurassic Park movie. And I know I just contradicted myself, but I think even Fallen Kingdom's better than this. Even Fallen Kingdom was better than this. Because at least that movie, you understood from the beginning what the whole point of the movie was, and then it went with that. This movie wasn't that. It convoluted everything. It was like, again, everyone, tell me this in the comment sections. Don't tell me I'm crazy. But when we got these trailers, the synopsis, when we got everything, we were promised this extinction level story of dinosaurs finally taking over the world because now they are here to stay. But that movie wasn't that. Yes, at the beginning it is like that. And I was so excited when the movie started off. And when the movie started off, you do see, okay, there's issues, there's problems, yada yada yada. Dinosaurs are causing some issues. It didn't even feel like issues. They felt like minor inconveniences. Oh, a T-Rex showed up at a theater? Cool, we only get that for 2 seconds. Oh my god, those flying bird ones? That only shows up at a wedding. It's just there real quick. It felt like minor it felt like getting a stain on your white shirt. It's a minor fucking inconvenience. That's what they treated an extinction level storyline like. And yeah, they do nod at the ecological part, the ecological aspect, but they barely go into it. You know what they did instead? I'm not joking, and this isn't a spoiler, because this is introduced in the movie, and this is literally the whole plot. There are these little bugs that were created and by this science company, this laboratory, and now they're causing an epidemic, and now Ellie Sattler has to go in and investigate it. She happens to run to Alan Grant, needs his help, and got access because of Ian Malcolm. That was their freaking story. The story wasn't, oh, dinosaurs are taking over the world. What do we do now? How do we coexist? Oh, you know what? Let's get into that for 5 minutes. But now let's go back into the bug pandemic. What the heck? It's a Jurassic Park movie. It's a Jurassic Park movie. And instead I'm going to have to deal with bugs. And some of the dino fights were cool. There's a specific one about this T-Rex fighting this bigger dinosaur. That was pretty cool. Some of the dino fights were cool, but it wasn't really there to stay. It was just, oh, cool. They're here. All right, now they're not here. Cool. Let's go back into our bug story. And I love Chris Pratt and I love Bryce Dallas Howard in this movie. I love them as actors, not really in this movie. The character of Owen and Claire, it felt like there was no reason for them to even be here. Because their whole story is that Chloe gets kidnapped or not Chloe, Maisie. Why did I say Chloe? The character of Maisie, can I say this right now? Maisie, who, of course, is casted, Isabella Sermon, I believe that's her name. Isabella Sermon. What I hate, the last movie has this huge, huge ending. She lets out all the dinosaurs because they found out she's a clone. She finds out she's a clone, so she kind of feels sympathy for the dinosaurs. And when they let the dinosaurs out loose, it was like this big, big story about, oh my god, now you've caused something, you've caused an issue, you've caused maybe the ending of humanity. And, of course, they want to kidnap her only because she's a clone. And so then Owen and Claire have to chase her. You have these two stories. The old cast is trying to stop a bug epidemic. And the new cast is trying to save a little girl. These two big plots. And they got mushed together in a story that was supposed to be about what is the world now that dinosaurs have to coexist with the world. Nothing. Even the villains were very one-dimensional. It's the thing is, this movie never really even feels like it wants to have a clear villain. There's this white guy they introduced. He's a scientist. Now he is there to stay. But for the beginning, he's not really emphasized on. Then there's this Asian lady who can control some raptors. They really highlight her a lot at first, but then after that she's just gone. She's just arrested and then bye bye. Um, well, who else? There's this white guy with this long hair, and you could tell he was evil because he had a tattoo. Like they really wanted to highlight that. Um, he kind of looked like Winter Soldier-ish. Yeah, none of the villains. I didn't get the motivation. It was boring. It was flat. It was one dimensional. I've never said this in my life before, but I think I've only said this once, and it was for Matrix Resurrections. Although even that I wouldn't consider it. I've never said this about a movie ever in my life, but Jurassic World Dominion was unnecessary. I've never said that about a movie ever in my life. No movie is necessary at all, and typically when I don't like a movie, I just ignore it. But this movie was unnecessary because it's not like we all just had fan theories about the world-ending stakes and all that. No, you promised it at the very end of Fallen Kingdom. You said, "Hey, the next movie is going to deal with now. Oh crap, dinosaurs are on the loose." And also the Blue and Owen Grady dynamic. Yeah, Blue and Owen Grady. It was of course for the first two movies it was this big deal, and the third movie it's like they forgot until the last second. They were like done with. It felt like they were done with the script and like, oh shit, we forgot about Blue, so they just added in Blue at the end. No importance, nothing. This movie was a disservice to Jurassic Park, honestly. At least the other Jurassic Park movies were majorly because of dinosaurs. Even Fallen Kingdom, that was about selling dinosaurs, saving the dinosaurs from the island, and then eventually selling the dinosaurs. Now they're big weapons. This one wasn't. It was a movie about one side is trying to stop a bug epidemic, and the other side is trying to save a little girl. And then that story only leads to, oh, clone this, clone that. And I remember when the movie ended, and I won't say what the ending is. When the movie ended, I felt empty. I was like, wait, hold up. You're telling me that within the span of 2 hours and 30 minutes, nothing was done. Usually in movies, the beginning of the movie is very different from the ending. Even the Batman, where Batman doesn't even save Gotham. Batman doesn't save Gotham, but you do feel the difference because at the beginning he's this hard, edgy, he wants to hurt everyone as brutal as possible, but he's been horrible. Gotham's still horrible. But at the end, after Gotham's evacuated, now the town's in more danger. But at the same time, Batman learns, I need to be an inspiration. I need to start protecting the people. Even, there's the reaction to the guy first, that innocent victim telling Batman, please don't hurt me. And then at the end, there's this little girl who doesn't want to let go of him because he's her savior. And so you feel the difference. Movies have to have from point A to point B, there needs to be a difference. This movie wasn't that. This movie just barely goes into ecological disaster. In fact, it goes into it, but not because of dinosaurs, because of bugs, because some laboratory. What was the? I'm sorry. I need to talk to whoever wrote this script. Whoever wrote this script needs to be fired immediately. Because what the heck? You have this big IP of Jurassic Park, which is literally, you had one job, dinosaurs. But it felt like they're like, nah, you know what? Let's make things more complicated and have 4 more jobs for us. It's like going to work. It's like you get a job at this place. Let's say you're a plumber. I don't know. And of course you're paying your bills, you're paying everything, and you're well financially, and so you don't really need that much. So what you decide to do is you get 3 more jobs, but you don't get a paycheck from those jobs. You're just there. You're just killing yourself for no paycheck. That's what this movie felt like. It felt like it was just killing itself for no purpose. This movie is a waste of time. It was unnecessary, and I felt empty because it didn't feel anything. I didn't feel. Yes, there was nice nostalgic nods, and yes, I like seeing the old cast back. That was it. Even the main characters, even the ones we've been following, of course, Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt, even they were very uninteresting compared to their last few movies. This movie wanted to be complicated for the sake of being complicated. No, give us dinosaurs. Give us the story we want. Why do we need to have a spy espionage wannabe film? be a fun dino movie. At least even those other Jurassic Park movies that people don't like Lost World and Jurassic Park 3, and I like those movies, by the way. At least those movies, at least they centered the dinosaurs. Because that's the whole point of the franchise. That's the whole point. It's like having an Avengers movie where the Avengers aren't the main characters. It's like having Godzilla vs. Kong, but there's no Godzilla vs. Kong. It's like having a Wonder Woman movie where Wonder Woman only shows up for a while. Yes, there's a lot of cool dinosaur scenes, but they weren't even the main point. If you guys remember that Tom and Jerry movie, the awful Tom and Jerry movie that came out last year, that movie, my biggest problem is that movie felt like it was a story about this girl trying to manage the hotel, but Tom and Jerry just happened to be in the background. But overall, what do I think of Jurassic World Dominion? It's a flawed, unnecessary, movie that just I don't get the purpose. I don't get the point of even having this movie be made if you're not going to do what you set up. And the thing that pisses me off more, and sorry if I sound mad. By the way, DeWanda Wise was pretty good. I liked her character, Kaylee Watts. We did see some old returning characters from like the Jurassic World movies, like Omar Sy, who played Barry in the first one, and all that. And of course, some characters from Fallen Kingdom. The thing that annoys me most is because Fallen Kingdom, and again, I know I said this earlier, but Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, my biggest problem with Fallen Kingdom is it felt like it didn't know what it wanted to be. It felt like it was a movie that was just empty calories. But at least it felt redeemed because at the end, they deliver on promising this big story. It was an almost Infinity War level ending. The shocking ending of, holy crap, this next movie is going to be difficult to make. They should have just stayed with the first one now. I have a sour taste for Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. I have a sour taste because they felt like there was just no purpose. There was no purpose. The only purpose it felt like it had was to have dinosaurs on the loose, but you don't go anywhere with that story. You would have thought that'd be the simplest thing to do, have a story like that, but they didn't go. At least the first Jurassic World movie, at least that movie, the Indominus Rex was scary. At least that movie was interesting and it didn't feel convoluted. They actually simplified it. They were like quickly simple. They were like, hey, we have this big T-Rex, this big Indoraptor. It's causing havoc in our park. All right, go. There's your movie. Go. And then the next two were just convoluted. And then Dominion, again, a movie that had so much promise, didn't deliver that. So ultimately, I give this a thumbs down. It is one of the biggest disappointments I've had in my entire movie-going life. Not as disappointing as Terminator Dark Fate, but I'll say it's probably at the level of Matrix Resurrections. It's not an awful movie. It's not a terrible movie. It's a decent, okay movie. It's an okay movie. It's an okay movie with some redeemable things. And also, the movie's way too long. 2 hours and 28 minutes. Nah, man. If you're not even going to go into dinosaurs, could you at least shorten the runtime? That way, you don't waste people's time. I wanted to go to the restaurant by the end of this movie. At least don't waste my time. Even Morbius. A lot of people hated Morbius. I didn't hate Morbius. I liked Morbius. But a lot of people hate Morbius. But the good thing about Morbius is it was short. It was 1 hour and 40 minutes. It was less than 2 hours. And people were able to walk in, walk out quickly. Boop, there. No, this movie wanted to be overly long. And it's not like there was necessary things. It just felt like empty calories. It felt like empty calories. It feels like you're going on a diet and somebody forces you to eat, I don't know, like hot Cheetos, but you don't like hot Cheetos. So you're just being forced to eat something that you don't want to eat, and it isn't even healthy. At least when you're eating like carrots or something like that, at least that's healthy, even if you don't like it. But no, it's like eating hot Cheetos and you don't like hot Cheetos. That's what this movie felt like. This movie felt unnecessary. It felt like a spit to the fans of Jurassic Park. It felt like it's like if you didn't have a story to tell with dinosaurs, then don't tell it at all. It's like me doing a movie review but not bringing up a movie. It's just me saying, hey, I like this movie, but I don't even say the movie. It's like that would suck, right? That's not a movie review right there. That's just me bitching for no reason. And I'm sorry, but yeah, this is one of the biggest disappointments I've had in my entire movie-going life. This movie is a waste of my time. I will not be rewatching this movie. I will not be buying this movie on Blu-ray. I was really hoping to. I'm not gonna be buying any. I'm not gonna be. If they ever reboot the Jurassic Park franchise, I'm not gonna look forward to it. Yeah, Jurassic Park's dead to me. This childhood franchise that I loved, yeah, it's dead to me. Because this movie just killed it off. It was just not as much as Terminator Dark Fate, but this movie basically told me that dinosaurs don't matter. So let's not make a movie of dinosaurs. You would think that would be the one thing they do. It's like a Back to the Future movie without time travel. Like, that doesn't make sense. But yeah, that's it for my review. You guys let me know in the comments what do you think. But yeah, ultimately I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed, and I don't even know what to say anymore. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.